Good evening, everybody, and welcome to this evening's tropical update. So, we have our first tropical depression of the 2023 hurricane season, as Tropical Depression 2 has developed in the Northeastern Gulf of Mexico. And as of 4 p.m. Central Daylight Time, Thursday, June the 1st, Tropical Depression 2 has maximum sustained winds of 35 miles per hour, a minimum central pressure of 1,007 millibars, and is moving very slowly west-northwest at 2 miles per hour. And looking at the official cone for Tropical Depression 2, Tropical Depression 2 is expected to become a tropical storm tonight over the northeastern Gulf and slowly move to the south-southeast over the next few days, eventually making a potential landfall in northwestern Cuba as a remnant low by 1 a.m. Sunday morning. Looking at the probabilities of tropical storm force winds, thankfully all tropical storm force winds are expected to stay offshore, with neither Florida nor Cuba under any threat of seeing tropical storm force winds from Tropical Depression 2. And looking at the rainfall, potential rainfall accumulations across Florida from Tropical Depression 2, we're going to be seeing rainfall accumulations across central and southern Florida anywhere between 1 to 4 inches in the light and dark green areas. So we could be seeing some isolated flash flooding from the rain bands of Tropical Depression 2, as the Weather Prediction Center has issued a marginal risk of excessive flooding rainfall across the Florida Peninsula over the next 3 days. So make sure you're on guard for some isolated flash flooding if you live across the Florida Peninsula as a result of tropical rain bands from Tropical Depression 2. Now, before I close the video, we're going to be looking at some satellite imagery of Tropical Depression 2. It is a rather, for a weak tropical depression, it's rather organized. We do have most of the storms to the north and northeast of Tropical Depression 2, indicating we do have some southwesterly wind shear impacting the system, which is what's going to keep it from strengthening much as it moves to the south over the next few days. And we can already see some heavy rain bands moving across the Florida Peninsula as a result of Tropical Depression 2 bringing heavy rain to areas like Tampa, to Coral Springs, to Port St. Lucie, and then some heavy rain towards the Florida Panhandle south of Tallahassee. So this is going to continue over the next several hours before Tropical Depression 2 eventually starts to make that southward turn by 1 a.m. tonight. Winds are forecasted to be at 40 miles per hour as we go into tomorrow afternoon, 1 p.m. Winds are expected to be 40 miles per hour as well. And then as we go into Saturday, 1 a.m., we expect winds to be at 35 miles per hour. Going into Saturday afternoon, winds will remain at 35 miles per hour, and eventually the winds will weaken to 30 miles per hour as Tropical Depression 2 approaches landfall in northwestern Cuba Sunday morning around 1 a.m. So thanks for watching this evening's update on our first tropical cyclone of hurricane season 2023. Make sure you're preparing for some scattered flooding and heavy rain if you live across the Florida Peninsula over the next couple of days. Not really going to be seeing too many impacts from the system, thankfully. So thanks for watching. Stay safe. Have a wonderful evening, my friends.